What's good? What's good? We're gonna just start the video right up. Apparently, Mark Zuckerberg has a message for us. I hope this is good. I really hope this is good, Mark. You know, you've been making strides. Let's see what you gotta say.
Hey everyone. I want to talk about something important today because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today.
I like where you going, Mark. I like where you going, Mark. You started off free expression. We've been looking at you side eyes. We've been looking at you a type of way because you have been messing with free expression. Maybe it wasn't your fault. Maybe it was because of the soon to be previous establishment of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Maybe you had a change of heart, and now since a couple days, we are at January 7th? We're at January 7th. We're only a couple days away from a complete administration change. You are making the right choice, sir. Let's keep it going, though.
But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically,
let's give a hand clap. Let's give a hand clap for that, man. Well, let's hear the details, all right? He did explain that even if it's 1% of our systems doing these things, that's still millions of people. And of a percentage of that 1%, these people could be people that are of very high influence within the content creation space. They'll voice their opinion and now put a bad face on Facebook, Instagram. Okay? This is one of the only places on this continent where you could talk about your president willfully, willingly, willy-nilly, and nobody's coming into your house to shoot you, execute you, take you to jail, anything. This is one of the only places. If somebody does something wrong, somebody does something just completely wrong, we can voice it. Somebody does something right, we could voice it. We have free speech. Yes, people still get canceled, kind of, sort of, but I think cancellation is going away. In my opinion, cancellation is going away. People love canceled people. People love people that speak their mind, don't pander, don't soft shoe, sugarcoat. We don't like sugarcoats. All right? We're not trying to catch diabetes, especially when it comes to free speech. Now, Mark, keep it going, Mark.
Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes.
Shout out to Elon Musk. You know, you got to innovate. You got to set the trend. You set the trend, the industry will follow. Community notes. I wonder where he got that from, huh? You are Elon Musk's son.
Similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms. Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the
Hold on, let me go back to that second one. I want him to
and shut out people with and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse.
the new mainstream discourse, which he's not really discussing, but the new mainstream discourse is us. We're the new mainstream. The people, the content creators, the common sense people, the people that voted in Donald Trump, the people that are more right-wing centered people, which all it is common sense. If you're right-wing, if you have common sense, they're going to throw you on the right wing. So America has spoken and a mandate has been shown. Look, this is what we want as a country. All right, enough with this. Let us speak our mind. Let us speak our truth. If you don't want to hear us talk, you can block us. You can unfollow us. But that don't mean money needs to be taken out your pocket. That don't mean you need to be canceled. That don't mean you need to be exiled from society if you have an opinion. You see what I'm saying? This is what this country was built off of. So when you got these big tech companies worth billions, trillions of dollars, potentially will be here for the foreseeable future of humankind, right? You guys have to be careful with what you guys restrict, because we're the ones that gave you the money and put you in power. We're the ones that get on your platforms. We're the ones that we see an ad on your platform, we buy whatever ad is on showing. You gotta respect all wants, the majority's wants, not a couple, not these small percentage of people that feel like they've been marginalized and used because mentally they just feel like they've been marginalized and used, like abused. We gotta start thinking with some sense, people. We gotta take our country to a whole nother level, and we can't focus on, we got 90 different genders and we should acknowledge them. We're not doing that no more. It's over.
What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas.
Exactly.
And it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms. Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platforms. We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high severity violations. And for lower severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action. The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms. We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down. Fourth, we're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed. So we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again. So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive.
You know why he wants to do that? Because a lot of traffic that's on X, a significant portion of traffic is political material. It's political content. It's debates, threads, this, that. Like, it's a lot of things that has to do with what affects our country in the day to day and what will affect it, especially nowadays. Politics has never been more popular than it is right now because of Trump and what he brings to the table and the controversies that entail on both sides, whether they're naive, whether they're delusional, whether they're rightful, whether they're radical. These things exist. These things are popular. These things are searched for on a day-to-day basis. He wants to be a part of that algorithm. And I don't blame him. This is capitalism. This is business. The majority of people don't like the woke shit. Guess what? We're going to dial that shit back. The majority of people don't like censorship. Guess what? We're going to dial that shit back. The majority of people want to talk freely on their platforms. Guess what? We're going to dial that shit up. And I respect the position that you're making, sir. Keep being a capitalist, but also you must understand the power that you have with your platform, sir, Mr. Mark.
Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas.
Get out of California. Get out of there. Man, he's going to Texas. This is conservative. California is the most, listen, California is the most liberal state in existence right now. One day it'll probably turn red, but right now, listen, that place needs reformation. All right? They're taxing their billionaires and millionaires out the wazoo. So that's another reason why people like Mark Zuckerberg are getting out of there. Of course. I don't blame him. He's making the right choice. This is a capitalistic choice. This is also a what's the term? Moral? Is this a moral choice as well? Maybe not. All right. It's just common sense. Get out of California, save more money, go to Texas, have more control, get things done, man. And y'all, the crime rate in California is terrible anyway, man. Come on, man.
As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams. Finally, we're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more.
Oh,
The US has the strongest
welcome to the Avengers. Welcome to the Avengers. Huh? Welcome to the Avengers.
constitutional protections for free expression in the world. Europe has an ever-increasing number of laws institutionalizing censorship and making it difficult to build anything innovative there. Latin American countries have secret courts that can order companies to quietly take things down. China has censored our apps from even working in the country. The only way that we can push back on this global trend is with the support of the US government. And that's why it's been so difficult over the past 4 years when even the US government has pushed for censorship. By going after us and other American companies, it has emboldened other governments to...
I'm here to tell you, Mark is relieved. He's absolutely relieved that this Trump administration has made it into the office. He's absolutely relieved. He wanted this to happen. All right. This is good for the country. I don't know if he's a patriot. I don't know, but this is a patriot-like move that he's making. And I can be a fan of this guy in the future, depending on how this goes, of course. What you guys think? Of course, this is a capitalistic move. Of course, this is a move to benefit him. But this move also benefits everybody else in this country. All right? We have to move forward through freedom of speech and to protections of that privilege that we have. Things must get done. We must go against the people that want to broaden censorship, even if it's other countries. You wanna stop us? Nah, you can't do that. Listen, in places like Europe right now, they are taking people to jail for saying something on social media that's fairly moderate. Moderate things. They want to go to your home. Yo, you said this tweet. Oh, this is you? Yeah, we got to take you into prison. You got to go see a judge. That's insane to me. You don't think that reality can come to your doorstep if you live in America? It's up to us to fight against it. It's up to the tech companies. He's an American as well. It's up to each and every one of us to fight against that. If you look at content, if you look at Disney, if you look at their movies, if you look at movies that have embraced woke DEI, all right, the ideas of DEI started out as let's include everybody. That's fine. Once you do the other things that became a part of DEI, you make Snow White black, and you change certain details and storylines to fit a narrative that panders to a certain group outside of the actual story, which dilutes the story, makes the story worse. We want good content. We want quality content. We don't want content that just we need to pander to this group or that group. The shit has to be good. All right. If you're not able to innovate, if you're not able to stretch the lines, think outside the box, the content is not going to be good. It's not going to be good. You've seen that with multiple Disney Channel shows, not Disney Channel shows, but Disney shows. You see it everywhere, bro. They had some Star Wars acolyte bullshit. I never wanted to watch it. Good thing I never watched it. They canceled it. It was a waste of time. All right? We got to get back to creating great quality content and not thinking about somebody is on our shoulders watching us to censor us when we say something that's controversial. Things gotta be provocative. Nothing better than something that's provocative. It makes you think. It makes conversations happen. And innovation happens. You understand? And people have to exercise their creativity through these platforms, through Facebook, through Instagram, through TikTok, through X. If people are able to exercise their creativity, new things, good things, better things, even bad things can come from these things. But guess what? You have a playground that you can use to express yourself.
To go even further. But now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it. It'll take time to get this right, and these are complex systems. They're never going to be perfect. There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
All right, y'all. This is me reacting to what Mark Zuckerberg said. I just had a very important message I was looking at. That Mark Zuckerberg said in regards to censorship and dialing it back. And what you feel about this message, just give me your thoughts in the comments. Please like, subscribe, comment. Listen to my podcast, Think Pieces and Conversations. Subscribe to the podcast on everything. I'm out of here.